welcome to another episode of Dose and a Half Cincos. This is episode number 21. As always, I'm your host, David.
And I'm Stuart.
And I'm Ben.
Man, this podcast is old enough to drink now.
Yeah, we've made it, guys. I think this is, like I said last week, this is the year that we're going to sell out. We're going to sell out so hard.
Just as soon as corporate America knows that we're willing to sell out.
I mean, all the previous sponsors should find out really soon that we are available for sale. Blue Apron, Casper, Purple Mattress, blackpeoplemeat.com. We're available for sale. Oh, Popeye's Chicken. Actually,
oh God,
we'll do it. We'll do a spot for you guys for free. Don't have to pay us in dollars.
Just pay some chicken.
Ben, Stu, and I will pay. We will accept payment in chicken sandwiches
or just chicken in general. Like,
yeah, I'll take that.
I don't want
That's true.
I don't want the chicken sandwich.
Yeah, we don't want to pigeonhole. I mean, chicken hole ourselves into a corner and only get the chicken sandwiches because the entire menu is great.
We don't want to chicken hole ourselves in a bucket
box of chicken.
There was something there, but
well, this has been pretty fantastic, but I just wanted to check in with you guys, see what else you guys have. It's been 21 wonderful episodes, and it's definitely been a pleasure hosting with you guys. How was your New Year's?
It was uneventful.
Yeah,
I'm not big on New Year's, actually.
Did you at least watch the ball drop?
I mean, yeah, we went through the motions, but
I did not see that.
What about you, Ben?
I just sat at home and did nothing. It was really uneventful.
Just like every other night.
Yeah, pretty much.
I did.
Unless I'm recording this podcast.
I did open a bottle of champagne.
Dom P.
No, I don't know what it was. I think it was like Wilson Creek, or something. But I popped the cork and it exploded everywhere. So that was fun.
Oh,
nice.
That's eventful.
Yeah.
That's the only way to celebrate
Yeah.
New Year's. If you're not drenched in alcohol,
Yep.
I'm sure you're just probably doing something wrong. Actually, kind of reminds me, we should probably try to put together another trip like we did when we went up to Big Bear. Was that 3 years ago now? 4 years ago?
Wow.
That was 2017, I think. 2016 New Year's Eve to 2017.
Wow, 3 years ago. That was it's quite some time ago, guys.
Yeah, we should do something.
We should do that.
Because Orville said that we were supposed to do something this month, but I don't think it's happening.
What was the thing that we were supposed to do?
Vegas.
Oh, right.
Wait, when did that get mentioned?
Like, in December?
I don't know, Dave. We can't keep track of all the things we talk about and keep you
That's
updated.
true.
And
Well, we do keep track. It's this podcast.
Oh.
yeah, so if we discuss it here, this is kind of like the running schedule.
Correct.
Orville,
That
when are
makes
you
sense.
available? Tell us in the comments.
Below. All right, sounds good. Well, it sounds like we all had very similar New Year's this year.
Uneventful.
I mean, it was kind of eventful. I spent it with Irene and her family. We played board games and watched her dad try to, play what's that? Code Names.
Oh.
A board game. So that was pretty fun.
It sounds more
Yeah,
fun
it
than
was fun.
what I was doing. So
Yeah. Well, he finished an entire bottle of champagne, so by himself.
also, this sounds more fun.
Nice.
So yeah.
Yes, it was enjoyable. It was definitely fun. Was had by all. So we'll go ahead and move on. So this week our movie of the week is Uncut Gems. Besides that, what else did you guys catch up on, or did you guys see anything else? I know, Ben, you saw Cats.
Oh, yes, I did. Man, and what I gotta tell you, I really
Don't
wish I
even-
watched this instead of Star Wars.
Wow.
You are really selling this point.
I can't even tell anymore because on the one hand, he's probably just saying that to annoy me, but on the other
to
hand,
get a rise out of you.
yeah, on the other hand,
rise of
he might be
Skywalker out of
completely
you.
serious.
Well, if we're using Stu's scale, that's actually a good thing.
Well, let me just say this. Like, when I was watching this film, like, I
Were you
watched
drunk
it.
or high?
I had a few drinks, not gonna lie. It was
See, that's
2
not fair.
hours, and honestly, I had no idea what the fuck was going on. Like, literally, the 2 hours passed by, and then suddenly the credits started rolling. I'm like, wait, what was the plot of
10
this?
out of 10. Best movie ever.
What
All
was
right.
what
Well,
happened?
so let's just roll through a really quick summary. Ben, what were your feelings about it?
Well, every song was literally, it was like one after the other. There was no speaking parts, and it was just every song was a cat introducing itself, and
Oh,
then
so
that
it was
was
just
it.
more like it literally was just a musical where everything is in song form.
Like, yeah, I mean, but there's no talking parts at all, so it was just like,
That's
damn.
oh.
Yeah, so I didn't know what
Oh.
was going on, but damn, if I didn't say, like, those songs are stuck in my head. So 3 out of 10.
Oh my god, he gave it higher than Rise of Skywalker.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's barely. So it could really be just the fact that he's giving his drunkenness 3 out of 10.
That's true.
Did I enjoy myself?
So
Yes.
if we given it the say, here's this thing: if we gave him the same treatment for Rise of Skywalker and we got him really hammered, I don't know if he would have given it a 2.
I don't.
He might have given it a 5.
He might have given it lower because he might have then really been like letting it go with like, that's not how droids work in the Star Wars universe. Stupid idiots. Or I don't know.
To be honest, I would probably just been yelling, "Where's the fuck are the pod races?"
That's true. And so there you go. That alone would have given
Where
it.
where are the Padres?
Yeah, where's the pod
They're in
races?
San Diego. They're in San
Oh,
Diego.
how funny, David.
Wow.
That's so funny.
Excellent. All right, got my sports joke in for today.
Wow.
All right. Stu, did you see anything else besides Uncut Gems?
I did not, other than just watching a bunch of stuff on Disney Plus.
You catching up on more Simpsons? How far are you?
I actually haven't been watching Simpsons lately. I got distracted by watching a bunch of my sister got me like watching like a bunch of like the Disney movies. Just like one of them I've been watching a lot is Zootopia.
Oh,
We
okay.
watched,
That one's really good.
I really like that movie.
Oh, really?
That one's really good.
Yeah.
But Jason Bateman's in it.
Yeah,
of course
Jason
it's
Bateman.
good. Dude, he plays a slick fox.
Idris
who,
Elba.
No, he.
Oh, yeah, Idris
who
Elba is
doesn't
in
know what's good for him. Yeah, he's the chief.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Chief of police. Whatever.
Yeah, Chief Water Buffalo
Yeah.
or Oxen. I'm not sure what he is.
I think
but
he's a water buffalo.
Yeah.
I think I've
He's
seen it
lovable.
enough times by now.
Wait, enough times. How many times did you watch it?
I think he's probably seen it at least 3 times.
What?
I would say sometimes
It's so enjoyable.
sometimes I turn it on and just have it in the background.
Holy
Like,
shit.
I don't know why, but
It's because it's so good.
Yeah,
like
it's
every
true.
scene.
No-
so
no
you just watch
complaints.
it and you're just like,
yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's a very pleasing movie. I don't know what to say.
yep, just like Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, just like that
Hey.
one.
You know,
Yeah, self-contained, really enjoyable.
this movie is making the next generation of youth furries, and it's still better than Rise of Skywalker.
What do you mean making?
they were, I'm sure they were the primary influence for Zootopia.
I'm pretty sure you can go back like to Sonic and
What do you
you
mean
can
back?
go that far back.
What do you mean back?
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
all right, well, we're
that's the-
divulging here,
that's
so
the
we don't,
origin.
let's not go that far. All right, so it sounds like we had a pretty eventful week. I've been catching up on some Simpsons. Obviously,
Nice.
it's been quite some time. I did catch up on watching. I did rewatch Inside Out. I forgot how much I actually enjoyed that film, but I only watched it once. Maybe I'll do the same thing at Stuart.
Yeah, just do what I.
keep it in
It's
the background.
come
running.
join me, David. It's really fun.
Well, it's either that, but I'm just so engrossed in Street Sharks.
Oh my
Are
god.
you watching it?
Wait, are you really watching
It's on YouTube.
I've been shit. I need to go back and do that.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Well, it's on YouTube, and so like I'll kind of like put it on. I'll think I'm gonna watch it, and I get up to go do something, and come back. And I'm like, dang it, I
Damn,
forgot.
4
How did we
episodes
get to this
have gone
point?
by.
And I started all over again. So yeah, this is I think I've watched the first episode probably 4 times now.
You just refuse to move on with the rest of the series?
I just can't wrap my head around it.
I'm
That
gonna.
you know what? People who have never seen Street Sharks, go watch the first episode, and then maybe you can explain some stuff to me. That'd be great.
I'm just gonna float this little idea out here. I would not be against having like a mini segment in each episode where we go over we like watch in addition to the movie of the week, we watch like an episode of Street Sharks, and then and then do like a quick recap.
Segue.
Yeah.
Oh, just do a quick aside.
I'm just putting it out there. Yeah.
Street Shark update,
Yeah.
episode 2.
Yeah.
Guys, what were your thoughts?
I wouldn't be
Yeah.
opposed to
Like cliffhanger.
Yeah, maybe that'll be what we do. Is we'll,
Or like an
so,
old TV
all right,
show or
next
something,
week's
yeah.
assignment. Next week's assignment is going to be reviewing Street Sharks episode 1.
Okay.
Ben, I'll send you the link.
Is that
so you
the
can watch
extra
it.
credit you mean? That's extra
That
credit.
is the extra credit.
Okay.
Okay.
Excellent. All right. Well, let's jump straight into our box office rundown for this week. Numbers 1 through 3 are kind of not much of a surprise. Number 1, Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, $34.5 million. Jumanji: The Next Level, $26 million. Little Women and Frozen switch places, so Little Women's number 3 with 13.6, Frozen number 4 with 11.8. A newcomer to the group is The Grudge with 11.4. Number 6, down from number 5, is Spies in Disguise. That's the Tom Holland and Will Smith animated movie about a pigeon who's a spy, or a spy that turns into a pigeon. One or the other.
Something about
Yeah. Number 7 is Knives Out. Number 8 is our movie of the week, Uncut Gems, with 7.5. Bombshell comes at number 9. And the movie of the week that Ben wanted was Cats. That's number 10, down from number 8. And falling out of the top 10 is Richard Jewell, all the way down to number 12. Guys, any surprises in there? Were you guys surprised to buy who knows anything about The Grudge for this one?
I did not.
Is this a remake?
I did not even know they were redoing or sequeling it. What is it, a remake?
Yeah, it's a remake.
Okay. What have you been hearing about it? Is it good? Is it faithful to the original one?
I've heard that it's not too great, but well, I mean, Sam Raimi is producing it, but that's not saying much. I would like to see Sam Raimi going back into the director's chair. I was kind of excited when I kind of heard about it. It's like, oh, hey, it's a horror movie and Sam Raimi's attached to it. I was hoping he was back to directing, but no, we got producer's credit for it. So hopefully he does come back and actually hits us with another horror film, because it's been way too long.
What was the last one that he did?
I think it was Drag Me to Hell.
Oh, okay.
You really like that one, huh?
I really like Drag Me to Hell. I love
That
Drag
one.
Me to Hell.
I will say that movie was surprisingly good for me. Like, I was not expecting it to be good because of Justin Long, but it was actually really creepy and just a really good scary movie.
Yeah, it wasn't just creepy. It's this weird blend of horror comedy that you rarely see anymore, you know? It's like something that really freaks you out, but then you can look back and say like, wow, that was so fucking silly, you know? And it's supposed to be that way, you know?
I guess that makes sense, because I'm just looking at his IMDb right now, and he's the executive producer on a show that I need to get back on, which is Ash vs. the Evil Dead.
Yeah. Wait. Did they cancel that?
Well, I know there's a third season on Netflix that I haven't watched yet. That just came out, I think, last year.
Yeah.
I don't know if it might be canceled after that. I don't know.
Yeah, we need more Bruce Campbell and more Sam Raimi shit, man.
Any other notes on here besides the fact that we have Uncut Gems is still in the top 10s?
Oh shit.
Frozen actually slid kind of far as opposed to what I was expecting. I thought Frozen would probably last through the Christmas and still probably hold on to like a top 3 spot, but it looks like the Little Women are making a little climb up.
Wow.
Wow. Sorry, that didn't land as well as I thought it would. All right.
Do they ever?
No. Shh, quiet. They don't know that. Well, actually, they probably know that by now.
I'm kind of surprised, although I guess I should stop being surprised at this point. About like Jumanji. Wait, when did Jumanji come out?
I can't remember.
That was
13.
4 weeks, a month ago. Yeah,
And it's
4
still
weeks ago.
number 2.
The Rock has a lot of pull, man.
I guess I keep I mean, I really like The Rock, and I guess I keep underestimating the ability of his movies to do well.
Yeah. So I think in general, this is pretty much where we thought it was going to be. Cats is how much I want to be able to see it because based on what Ben was saying, if it's that much better than Skywalker, that probably means I'm going to end up giving it a 9. If it's only one spot better. Did you guys get a chance to catch the Golden Globes on Sunday?
Only the part where Ricky Gervais roasted everyone.
And what about the part where 1917 won Best Picture and it hasn't even been wide released yet?
Jeez, I didn't hear about that.
I did not hear that.
Yeah, 1917 won Best Picture in a drama. Parasite, a movie that we all picked as like top tier, S tier, won Best Foreign Film.
Nice.
Well deserved.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I was very excited to know that 1917 is, did so well already, and it hasn't even hit theaters all the way through yet.
Yeah, take notes, City of God, director, writer, creator, whoever. That's how you do a foreign film.
Wow.
Sorry, I harbor a lot of negative feelings towards that movie.
Wait, why?
I haven't.
I don't know.
Seen
I just don't like it. Like, I don't know what it is about it. I mean, I guess if I
City
really
of God
sat down
come
and thought
out?
about it, 2002.
Jesus.
Yep, 2002.
I'm only bringing it up because Joe made me watch it. So
That's a 13-year-old grudge right there.
well, it's only like an 8-month grudge for me because that's when I saw it first.
And then we have The Grudge is at number 5.
Wow.
David.
Damn it. So close.
You-
All right, well, at least I'm consistently bad.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? I completely forgot what I was thinking.
What, was it another pun?
No.
Don't worry, David. I'll save
Yes,
you.
maybe. Yeah.
Something I just noticed when I was on the IMDb for Sam Raimi. Raimi?
Yeah,
Sam
whatever.
Raimi? Whatever. It looks like he's also the producer for the Last of Us movie.
Ooh.
Wait, the adaptation of the PlayStation game from Naughty Dog.
No, the fucking adaptation of the 1894 novel.
Oh, excellent. That's my favorite one.
You idiot.
Oh, so before we jump over to these, to talking about our movie of the week, Uncut Gems, I wanted to get your guys' thoughts. So now that, 2019 is done, we've seen quite a number of films. If you guys had to pick your favorite film out of 2019, what would it be?
Oof. Just of the ones we've watched since we started recording, or just overall?
Yeah, overall. I mean, how about, I'll give you 2 choices. One, it doesn't have to necessarily be the same one, but it could be the movies that we've seen, that we've reviewed, or, and then another one, which is your favorite film that we haven't mentioned. Ben, I know that you have a long catalog. I'll let Stu go first.
Oh, okay. I think I would say of the movies we just haven't mentioned at all, I think on the spot, my favorite would probably be
Zootopia.
Well, if this were 2016, then that's what I would say.
Okay.
Shit, it'll probably be okay for movies we haven't talked about. I'll probably say John Wick 3, and
Okay.
then for movies we did talk about, I'll say maybe Joker.
Okay.
I was surprised
I was hoping that was gonna win Golden Gold.
I'm just quickly
Best
looking back
Picture.
at some of the movies that came out this year because I don't have a good memory. So
Okay. Ben, for you, favorite one that we've reviewed on this cast?
Well, I mean, this technically came out in 2019, and if you guys, would have gotten off your lazy asses to go see it, 1917, that was...
Whoa, hey, pump the brakes here. What do you mean, you guys?
You guys. You know what I mean by you people. You people.
Oh, okay, just by you
Yeah,
people.
you
Okay,
Taiwanese people.
So if I had been invited, I at least would have had a chance to Dude,
We're gonna hang out with a Taiwanese guy?
Yeah, what the hell
Come
is
on,
this?
David.
that's fine. I figure we're just gonna postpone this review by like 3 weeks. So okay, since that was the movie, that's the movie you would have picked if we had a chance to all review it last year.
Yeah.
What about a movie that we actually did review?
If we did a movie that we actually did review last year, it would be probably Jojo Rabbit.
Favorite one.
Jojo Rabbit.
Nice.
It really caught me by surprise. Yeah.
What about a movie that we didn't review as a group?
I would have to say Lighthouse. I really like Lighthouse.
Okay. I guess it becomes a kind of a follow-up question. Stu, you mentioned that your favorite film that we reviewed together was
Joker.
Oh my gosh, I already completely... Yeah, Joker. Would you like to change your rating? Because I believe you gave it a 9.
No, I think it's solid.
Good where it's at? Okay.
It's a solid 9.
What about you, Ben? Would you have changed your rating for JoJo?
I think I gave it a 10 at the time. Right?
I don't think you did. I don't think anyone's given it
I don't
10
think
yet.
anybody gave any 10s because I was holding out on it.
I'm pretty sure no one gave a 10 yet because I think we would have made a big deal about it.
I think
Okay.
I gave it 10
Well,
to something.
No, wait. He gave Dora a 10.
Oh,
yeah,
there it
Dora.
is. No, I gave it a DS.
Okay.
Oh my god. All right. For me, I think my favorite film from last year that we reviewed together was Parasite.
Ooh, nice.
That we sort of reviewed together.
Sort of, yeah. Well, me and Stu reviewed together, and then we had Ben add in. But I think, oh man, that's tough because I really want to say El Camino.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good choice too.
Does that count because I really enjoyed the experience of going to all the way out to the Alamo?
Yeah,
I'd say Alamo counts. Draft House.
I think that factors in.
Then I'm picking El Camino. I think as a Breaking Bad fan, I think it ties up some really good loose ends. It gives us a kind of a feel good story. I know some people weren't a huge fan, but screw those people.
Yeah.
I liked it. We also got to have some Schrader Brow when we were there.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of,
and then the food's
Speaking of which,
food's fantastic and the experience great. All right, go ahead, Stu.
Yeah, sorry. Speaking of which, when are we gonna go back there? Because we need to go back there.
That is true. What's another I feel like
Cats.
they really excel when it's
No. Well, I guess
I feel like they really. Oh, the specialty drink would be Hairball.
Oh God.
They do
I will
have
say,
special
I will say
showings.
this though. I think the only way you're gonna get me to see Cats is if it's at Alamo Draft House.
Well, I guess it's decided that we're going to go see Cats at the Alamo Draft
All right, guys.
House.
I know that you guys really want us to review 1917, but we're gonna postpone it for another week because we're gonna review Cats next week.
Here we go.
Because we're gonna go to Dos and a Half Cinco's is going to the Draft House to see Cats.
Wow. Wait, do that again? I'm sorry, I don't think it picked up on my end. Yeah, you have to do that meow one more time. David?
Meow.
David, do you know what cats sound like?
Meow.
There
Meow.
you go.
Closer?
Yeah.
Closer or further?
That's fine. I mean, we don't have 45 minutes, so let's we'll put it in the
Figure out what a
can.
cat sounds like.
That's a good one. So
All right. Well, yeah, I don't think we're actually gonna. Are we seeing Cats?
no,
Yes.
at least not this week.
Okay. I think this is the only chance. I don't think it'll be in theaters any much longer. It's slide from it's 95 million. I think based on them trying to recoup all of the money that they spent, the $95 million budget, it should stay in theaters for the rest of the decade.
Well, hold on.
That's the only way you're gonna get $95 million back.
Hold on. The budget's actually higher because they actually fucked up on the CGI and they had to submit a second version.
All right. Well, let's just benefit of the doubt. $5 million for the relaunch.
Okay.
Right now they are at we'll call it a cool $100 million. They are 25% of the way there.
Woo!
And they are already at number 10 and sliding so quick. Actually, I know that I've been trying my best to stay out of sliding past 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, but I really want to see how far Cats goes before we just see it disappear. So right now it's at 10. Last week it was at 8. I don't think it debuted at number 1. I think it debuted at number 5 at most. Might have been the highest it was.
Does that mean we're gonna have a Cats watch?
Yes.
Wow.
Be like, your cat watch of the day update is now at number 75. It is at 2 theaters, one that is next to a PetSmart. That's it. I think we'll have to. I think that might become a bit for a little bit, but yeah. I think for me, if another movie that I really enjoyed
that we didn't review.
That we didn't review.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Because you told us El Camino, so what's the other one?
It's
Angry
another
Birds.
Netflix movie. The Irishman.
Really?
Oh, okay.
We didn't review that one.
That's true.
That one I liked it because I got to see it with my dad. My dad kind of lived through that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of got some insight from that. It was almost like having director's commentary. He goes, "Oh, I remember when blah blah blah," and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." But I will say this is the one thing I didn't like about it. It's 3.5 hours long. Holy crap!
Yeah, it was a
but
bit
thank
long.
God it is on It's on Netflix, right? It gives you a chance to be able to kind of but it was actually kind of cool to kind of see all these older actors kind of come back. De Niro, Pacino.
Yeah. The gang's back.
Pesci. Yeah, I mean,
The gang does Jimmy Hoffa.
yep, and Scorsese. I mean,
Sorry.
but yeah, no, fantastic movie. I definitely enjoyed. I think I had to break it up into 1 hour stints because I just couldn't do it at one point. I was like, it's not over, but still enjoyable nonetheless. I was really sad I didn't get a chance to watch Abominable. I'm sure that probably would have been it.
Wow.
You mean you didn't?
Right.
You're really sad you didn't get a chance to watch Abominable 10 more times? Is what you meant to
Yes.
say?
All right, I'll be honest with you guys. It's actually Abominable.
Wait, where does Angry Birds 2 land? Where does it land? Where does it roost?
Oh, this guy.
9 out of 10.
Wow.
Better than Skywalker.
I mean, that's not a hard bar to clear.
Forgot I set that up too well. Stu, where are you at?
Shit. Sorry, I
Stu.
wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. All right. Let's move on.
Also, I'm back.
Oh.
Oh, excellent.
All right, so we discussed that we're going to go see Cats.
Ha 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 ha.
See, we have the show times. I already bought the tickets. All right, see you guys there. Why am I the only one going? Where did everyone go?
Don't expect any Venmos from me.
Hey, Stu, you keep ignoring my request.
This is your own problem now.
Stu, where are you? It's 15 minutes in. Where are you?
I'm in the lobby. I'll be right there.
I'm
Don't
in
worry.
the. I'm staying in the.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom first. I went home. I never showed up.
I'm gonna go take a dump.
All right. And that does it for our box office rundown for this week. Let's jump straight into our movie of the week. That is Uncut Gems. Ben, what do you got for us?
Man-child Billy Madison has been a spoiled rich kid all his life, spending his days drinking and partying. His life changes suddenly, however, as he finds out his true calling in life, professional golf. Tragedy strikes during his pro career when his fiancée leaves him at the altar, resulting in a downward spiral and a change of profession, a wedding singer. His new career path is short-lived, however. Desperate and needing to pay the bills, he enlists as a water boy for a local college football team. During this time, he also adopts a little boy to prove himself that his life is not in shambles, while also performing his angelic duties because his father is the devil and his mother an angel. Finally, his life hits its peak when he purchases a jewelry store where a chance dealing has come face to face with Kevin Garnett in a meeting that will forever change his life.
Wow.
I went through the whole gambit there.
Yeah,
The whole Adam Sandler
where do we
MCU.
even start with that? But yeah, if everybody was following that, great. If you didn't, go double check on all that stuff.
And my
All right,
my favorite line from Uncut Gems was, "Dat Veronica is one piece of ace."
Him and her got it.
All right, Stu, what are your thoughts on Uncut Gems?
It was, I think Ben clued me in on this before I saw it, and I have to completely agree with him, not to step on anything he might say, but it was a really good movie, but it was very stressful. I was stressed out the entire time. I was having like anxiety attacks, panic attacks.
Okay.
Like well, obviously not real ones, but like miniature ones in my head.
Well, what was it that was making you so anxious?
Just like, well, I don't
How
want to say
spazzy he was or something?
It's just, I don't want to say anything right now while we're
the situation he kept putting himself in was like
the
tense.
situations he kept putting himself in. Yeah, like, I couldn't even imagine
like trying to like line up everything perfectly.
Yeah. But let's not go. I won't say any more than that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like his chance encounter, right? Like it's a once in a lifetime kind of thing. So,
yeah.
All right, what about you, Ben? What are your thoughts?
I really enjoyed the movie. Have to agree with what Stu said. Extremely stressful movie. And I guess without going into any details, what really did it for me were the little details of the movie. You know, like a lot of the film was just everyone talking over each other. Like it could be just a completely innocuous moment, you know, something about them, you know, just hanging out, just shooting the shit, but just the way that everyone is just always stepping over each other, and there's like no dead silence in the movie. You know, it's always Adam Sandler just always talking, you know, always doing something, fidgeting around, and it's just like, oh god, why? Because it you know, any little thing he does just digs him deeper and deeper into a hole, you know. But yeah, I really enjoyed the film. Like for me, it's like an 8 out of 10.
Okay, and Stu, rating?
I'll give it an 8.5.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. For me, I definitely got that sense that it's this tension that just permeates the entire movie. I actually had no idea what I was getting myself into, based on the trailers that I saw. I completely went the complete opposite direction I thought what was going to happen. I really thought that it was like about running drugs. So I was very excited to see what actually was taking place. And as someone who's a sports fan, definitely really enjoyed that and got that angle out of it. Did you guys hear about the Twitter like kind of flame that happened after this movie got released? That people were complaining that this, I don't think this is really much of a spoiler, but I think this is kind of funny and tongue-in-cheek, is that they were mentioning online that people were saying he says that at one point he wants to turn to ESPN, but on the TV screen it actually is TNT.
Oh.
But in my head I'm like, yeah, I kind of get it, but at the same time, like, some people, they just refer to anything that has anything to do with sports as ESPN. Right, they're just like, oh, just turn on the ESPN, right? So, like, to me, I was just kind of like, I guess that really doesn't count, but I know I'm digressing. So, the movie for me, I definitely gave it an 8 out of 10. Surprise ending for me, for sure. We'll definitely talk about that in the spoiler zone. Really enjoyed it. Definitely tense. For reasons that I was actually not expecting, right? It just, man, what... I did not expect Adam Sandler. I know that you guys were telling me before last week that Adam Sandler has had some dramatic roles before and executed them really well. I don't remember the last time I saw him in a dramatic role. I usually really connect him with a lot of, humor and comedy and stuff like that, right? Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, Waterboy, The Wedding Singer, that kind of thing. But this to me was a complete different side to seeing him. So definitely exciting for me to see that, and I think he knocked it out of the park. He did a fantastic job.
Yeah, I have a coworker who is kind of saying like he actually doesn't like Adam Sandler's like comedy stuff, and he's never seen any of his dramatic roles. So I need to tell him like, dude, this one is like Adam Sandler, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll definitely surprise you. He definitely has a lot more. He definitely has a lot more scope than people sometimes give him credit for. Because I always thought, oh, he's just a funny guy, right? And he can't. I thought this was going to be just some like a funny movie or a comedy because I didn't really pay attention too much to the trailer. I saw Adam Sandler, I saw Kevin Garnett, and then that's pretty much it.
And then I bought my ticket.
I was like, I was sold. What else do I possibly need? And I was like, what does Uncut Gems mean? So, but yeah. Any other additional thoughts? And if not, we'll just jump straight into the spoiler zone.
I actually had a quick question for both of you. I mean,
Sure.
you both grew up watching a lot of Adam Sandler stuff, right? Like films, his stand-up, all that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've actually seen his stand up, but yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, was it kind of difficult for you going into this film, like separating the two? Like when you see Adam Sandler and him, performing or giving some sort of line, like, did any of those like funny bits stick out to you, and you couldn't separate it from like a past Adam Sandler performance?
Not for me. I think he's kind of had like even in his comedic roles in some movies, seemed like there was kind of a transition where his movies were like became like part kind of like not dramatic, but not this typical comedy. Like
There's like an epiphany that usually happens, and usually it's at a low point of the movie. That's what you're talking about, right? Where it kind of like gets a little bit serious and kind of wakes up the character. I mean, I don't want to spoil any of the other movies for everybody else, but I mean, it's usually something that's pretty tragic that'll happen, and then that switch will happen, and then that's when that like you start going back towards that apex with the story kind of getting more feel good and that kind of thing.
Yeah. So if you're asking if I was having trouble not picturing him as the wedding singer or Waterboy, the answer is no.
Oh, okay.
I also felt kind of the same. I was thinking that I wasn't going to be able to, especially at the very beginning. You kind of get introduced to this, his character Howard, and the way he is. I was thinking, oh, this is going to end up leading to like this one thing where we're just going to be. I didn't know where it was going to go. And so I was just like, all right, give it a couple more minutes. Maybe it'll you start to get this like fleshed out idea of like what he's trying, like who he's actually portraying. And it kind of like changes. I think at the very beginning, once I saw the way he was, I thought it was going to be like something that was going to be really funny. And then slowly but surely it kind of started to evolve and kind of it kind of draws you in, right? That suspense, that tension really draws you in, and you have a hard time like letting go. You guys were talking about the tension. I actually at one point wanted to double check to see if this was a real life event story. Yeah. Like halfway through the movie, not gonna give it away, but I literally like Googled like part of it, and then I was like, oh, it's not 100% true. So, but I think I've seen enough of these like suspenseful films and stories about the ride of your life kind of thing, to know that like, oh, most of the time it's like pretty close to real life or something like that, and that was what was making me more anxious. I was like, oh my gosh, what happens to this guy? I actually couldn't take it. I had to find out if like whatever happened at the end was real happening. So, I don't know. Like I was just like so nervous for him. I felt like I was literally just standing there watching him, and just like going, "Oh, come on!" Like I was rooting for him really hard. So,
yeah. Hey David, why'd you have a seat over here in the sports line? Why'd you have a seat?
Oh, okay. I'll come over.
Wow.
You know what you're doing here tonight?
I'm
this movie's only a few days old, right? Right.
Oh wow!
We're
Wait.
Yeah, someone will get what I was doing there.
Are you what's his name?
Chris Hansen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Hanson, the boy band from the 90s.
In the spoiler zone.
Yeah.
All right, so since Ben got to go first, Stu, I'll let you go ahead and kick us off.
Wait, I think I went first.
No, he went first with the thing. All right, fine. All right, Ben, go ahead.
Okay. Actually, I had a question for you, David. So, I was definitely a little lost towards the end of the film. Well, I mean,
Okay.
through some small parts of the film, but definitely at the end of the film. Can you kind of
Uh-huh.
explain to us what were the gambling propositions he had were?
Yeah, what's a parlay?
Oh, do you want to hear about the first one that he hit
He,
or the second one?
any
Does
of them? I didn't know what the hell he was talking about.
I thought parlays were when you agree to meet with the pirate captain to
Wow. Wow.
No, you're
I
not
mean,
serious,
if
are you?
Pirates of the Caribbean has taught me anything.
Oh God. Okay. All right.
Pardon.
This is the reason why. This was the thing that I had to check. I had to check. Okay, the first one that he was talking about was Kevin Garnett, Game 3. He put together a bunch of different things, right? He put together a point spread. He put together a players like parlay, a prop bet, a lightning bet. That's crazy. I've never heard of that. I know what it is because I've heard of people doing it. A lightning bet is pretty much you bet $1,000 for every. It's a kicker that kicks in. The reason why he thought he hit really big is he had a 6-way parlay, which means that every single one of those like bets you are tying them together, and all 6 have to hit. You have to get all 6 for you to be able to get your payout. So it just increasingly make it more and more difficult, right? So it's like, let's say if I say, oh, I bet you that the 49ers win the Super Bowl. All right, I'll give you even odds on that, right? Super Bowl probably means that based on whatever they're at 2-1, right? For every $100 that I put in, you pay me out $200 if I win, right? If I don't, I surrender my bet to you. So, but the parlay is you put together all these 6 things, and depending on what the odds are.
And David continued to regale the other Cinco's with tales of gambling, parlays, and all manner of piratery. Whilst the other Cinco's nodded and smiled, they neither knew of what David spoke, nor did they feel they understood any more about the subject than before they began. Nevertheless, the Cinco's persevered, so we may now rejoin our heroes in the tale of the Dos and a Half Cinco's and the Uncut Gems.
I was like, so, in general, yeah, I don't want to, take too much time talking about that, but for me, that was the most interesting part, was seeing somebody else living it through somebody else, to see them ride it big and actually hit a couple times, but unfortunately it didn't end the way I was hoping it would. Has kind of a bittersweet ending. They hit the bet, but he doesn't get to enjoy it.
Because he is, and we're in the spoiler zone as a reminder, because he is shortly thereafter shot in the face. Which in my when I was watching it, I'm sitting there going like, it might not be fatal. He might still be alive. So I have in my head there's there's a stinger where he like gets up in the ambulance or something. He's like, oh man, Adam Sandler stuff. I don't know. He says something Adam Sandler-esque, but yeah, he was probably dead.
Yeah, and I thought it was really crazy that this guy got pissed off so much, even though he was supposed to be like a goon, right? That like he got pissed off because he got stuck in there, even though he's about to get paid.
Well,
$1.2 million. I'm sure he would have probably given him like, oh, and when you hear Vig is percentage. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you probably figured that part out, right? He goes, oh, I need a 15%
okay,
Vig.
That's what he said.
So,
well, I think like what I really liked about this film wasn't just the tension and the whole plot of it, because it was really good. Don't get me wrong about that, but there was also this this more high concept part to the film about self-worth and the worth of others, right? It kind of permeated throughout the film. It started off when they showed those miners digging for the opal, right? And how this guy's like,
mm-hmm.
His bones sticking out, and they just, get back to work pretty much. And like the foremans, they didn't really care, they just want the opal. And this opal, it's valued by Adam Sandler because of how much money it can get him. And Kevin Garnett values it because he believes there's some sort of mystic power to it, right? And then I guess Lakeith Stanfield, I don't know what his character's name was, I can't remember, but he valued it because of the kind of audience it got him with. It got him close to Kevin Garnett. So a lot of this was, yeah, pretty much how you view others and how you value yourself. And Adam Sandler pretty much spelled it out towards the end of the movie, right? He's like, hey, you value yourself by, the number of plays you get, how well you do in a game, how people treat you based on that. I value myself by, how much I win my bets. It turns out like his whole justification for making all these crazy gambles and like just trading off everything that he could is just so that he can get that thrill, that feeling of being able to gamble something away and prove to himself that, yeah, I'm a smart guy, I was able to pull this through. So like that game, when they were talking about that parlay about how he had to get the tip off, right, and how that was like a 50-50, like his whole gamble could have been like shot right at the beginning of the game according to what David said, right? So that whole thing is just him proving to Kevin Garnett, like, hey, you have value to me, and I want to prove myself that I'm valuable to everyone else. And it goes even further than that. You get like these images of like Adam Sandler's kids throughout the movie and how they really look up to him and they try to mimic everything he does. And
yeah, his kids even betting.
Yeah, his kids are even betting. They actually had genuine affection for him, and they actually looked up to him. And that girl, I can't remember her name.
His girlfriend, his side chick.
Yeah.
Holly?
I can't remember, but pretty much she was demonstrating a lot of love and affection for him, right? Like, and it wasn't fake. They went through a lot of effort to show that she was actually, attracted to him and wanted him. It wasn't something fake, because that whole scene where he's hiding out in her closet and everything. I actually thought that it was going to show her like doing something
like some other dude or something,
but it was actually showing her. Yeah, but she was just like, rubbing off to him. So it was just like, all right. So
Julia,
there you go. Yeah. So a lot of the film was her saying "I love you" to him, and he wouldn't say anything. And then finally, when she, demonstrated her value to him and said like, hey, like we won the bet, then he says, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. And then, of course, at the end of the film, that's what I wanted to get to. So the goons, the henchmen, right? Like, sure, they're getting a cut of it, whatever, but it's their self-value, it's their value, right? They what was it? Howie's brother-in-law. That's who was pretty much the
Arno.
Yeah. That was his brother.
I thought it was
right?
his. Yeah, his brother-in-law.
Okay.
Yeah, it's his brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law.
Like he's not in law for sure, because
you didn't marry.
I remember
my
they
daughter.
were saying like, oh, he's not. At least you didn't marry my daughter. Yeah, that's the line.
Okay, well, his brother-in-law, right? It's weird because it seems like he demonstrates like hatred and love for Howie all at the same time. He hates that he's taking advantage of him, stealing his money, and he has to show some force to get it back. But at the same time, he's always like really hesitant. He could take it further. He's always apprehensive when his henchmen like do something violent against him. So it seems like he's a little remorseful and in that sense, but his goons, they're getting fed up with this. They have to do this all day, like do this little song and dance for him, and like it seems like Arno just doesn't respect his workers. He's making him sit through all this. He knows that they don't have to be sitting in that bulletproof glass thing or whatever. They could do something, but Arno doesn't want to pursue anything. So at the end of the movie, when he kills both Arno and Howie, I think it was, it kind of played up to the
frustration.
It plays up to their frustrations, the whole theme of the movie, how they're just like at the bottom rung of society, and a lot of people don't see any value in them, so they're frustrated, they're angry, they kill everyone and just take whatever they can get at that point. So that's how I saw that part of the film.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like it wraps up the movie pretty well, just to be able to kind of talk about everything in general.
Yeah, and especially with the Opal. I feel like the Opal kind of embodied, Adam Sandler's character, Kevin Garnett, Lakeith Stanfield, Arno, everyone. It was something that held value to everyone, but in different ways. And people dying for it, people, just trying to do something for the Opal. It was interesting.
What about you, You, Stu, what stood out for you?
What stood out? I think the thing that stood out the most to me was, and I got to give major props, and then I'm going to take a little bit of props away to whoever casted this movie, because pretty much all the side characters, all the people he was making bets with, all the people he was getting people were fronting him money. Everyone just seemed so like they seemed like very real, and they also seemed like complete like sleazebags at the same time. Like, like everyone just had the same like look and feel to the guys in the pawn shop, the goons, even Arno, and then there was like those other guys that he owed money to, but he was just like not fucking with them. If you remember, he's like the
guy who gave the watch to.
Where he's like, oh, you brought your heavy? He's like,
yeah. Here's your watch. Yeah. Here's a watch. Go away. Yeah. you can pawn that for 30,000.
Hierarchy of these just like, I don't know, these types of people, but I thought it was just really good. There was one person in the movie and they were only in it for a short time. It was I gotta be like, what the fuck? I mean, they had a very Tommy Wiseau Ian kind of vibe, which was like the guy that like in the beginning it was like the guy that worked for him, that he's like complaining to him about the
other guy
when he first started opening up the box that had the fish in it to get the opal out.
That guy, the guy that was working for him. Yeah.
How many times did they have to like have him do his lines? Because it just sounded terrible to me. Like, I don't know. That was one thing that stuck out to me. Like, so bad on him for me. Yeah.
Oh, wow,
but I also want to give super props to KG. Like, goddamn, he was really good.
Yeah, holy shit. Yeah, I was actually expecting him, just say a few lines or something in the movie. I didn't expect him to have such a big role in it, and not only that, but execute it extremely well. I mean, if someone went up to me and was like, hey, KG, could you play yourself in this movie? But we also want you to be obsessed about this mystic mumbo jumbo, about this stone, and we want you to be, like, super obsessed about it. He really sold it.
Towards the end, when he comes in to finally get the opal, and he's telling Howard, or Howard, whatever. He's telling him
Howard. Yeah. When I hear the word Howie, I think Big Bang Theory. Howie.
Like when he's getting into it with them about like, what he's all the stuff he's been running him through, like you give him the opal, and you take it back, and then you're running up the auction on me and all that stuff. I was like, damn, Kevin Garnett is like probably one of the best athlete actors I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was funny too, because I can't remember which interview this was, but there was an interview with him about this movie, and they actually specifically mentioned his acting ability in this, and they asked him how he was so good, and he just nonchalantly answers something along the lines of, well, I'm playing myself. If I can't play myself, well, that's kind of embarrassing, isn't it?
Yeah, that was really good. I was really surprised by that. And I think that was the other thing too. It was a little in this that the one guy who couldn't say his lines, and then the other thing that was a little off-putting, not off-putting. It was a little weird for me. Was the intro and outro music they used?
Oh yeah, that was kind of straight. It seemed like kind of 90s or kind of old, right?
It was like 80s sci-fi. Which, I don't, not that I have anything against it, but the combination of the two just seemed very weird to me.
I think this whole movie felt very old school because I mean, not like old school in like a 70s kind of way, but like specifically like an 80s, 90s vibe. It had that intro, outro music like you're talking about, but it also had the opening credits, which I haven't seen in a really long time, Like, they do a montage and they give, the billing for every actor in it, all the top billing. Adam Sandler, Idina Menzel, Kevin Garnett. It was just like, it was really jarring to me. I haven't seen that in a very long time.
Yeah, I think those are my two gripes Oh man, I forgot I was gonna do a gear grinding thing, but
Well, what grinds your gears? What grinds your gears?
it was, yeah. I mean, it really has to do with like the the act of me going to go see the movie. So it's just more people buying tickets in close proximity to me when they didn't have to, and then
Oh.
also this was the because I know I've griped on that before, but here's a new gripe. Uh, Not only did they buy, I'm pretty sure they actually bought the seats right next to me, but when it was a guy and his girlfriend, I think, when they actually got to their seats and realized, oh, we like idiots, we bought tickets right next to someone when there's plenty of seats available. I think they sat one seat away from me. So thank you for that. But then also
Wow.
fuck you for like talking through the whole movie and also like this is like a
Damn.
maybe like a bulletin for all the couples out there who go see movies and think they're being sneaky, but like little kissy noises are extremely loud in a movie theater. So please don't.
What about this?
I would
What
have
about the
rather
sucky
them
noises?
be giving each other hand jobs than what they were doing.
Or what about the
I, I
slurping noises?
I'm okay with that.
What about the?
But the little kissy noises.
He's like, oh, they're really enjoying the
Yeah.
Slurpee.
Yeah. What happens if it sounded like inside the ramen restaurant? You know, it's just like.
Then I'm gonna get hungry and get some ramen.
I don't think he's going to be deterred at all. Just let him have his moment, Ben. All right. Any other final thoughts before we wrap this one up?
One minor one, but Letty did want me to mention this. She was saying that she did not think this movie was that great because of one thing, and it was when that guy was or that kid was asking for Kevin
Mm-hmm.
Garnett's autograph, right? He was
Uh-huh.
holding a jersey, and I didn't notice this because I'm oblivious to all NBA knowledge. But she said he was holding a yellow jersey, and she said that in all of Kevin Garnett,
A Lakers jersey?
yeah, she just said it was yellow, and from her perspective,
The yellow.
any and all of Kevin Garnett's like past teams did not have any yellow in it. So
Well, that's true. Timberwolves and Celtics.
she said that unless he had some sort of weird like city edition jersey, that wasn't possible.
Let's see,
So,
Timberwolves throwback jersey maybe.
yeah, that she had to knock off a
It's
few points for that.
minus 7 points.
Yeah, that was.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, after we got out of the movie, she's like, "Did you notice that jersey?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Maybe it was maybe it was a college jersey. Wait, hang on.
Ooh,
Let me
that's true.
verify
Maybe
this
it was a
because let's see,
college
Kevin
jersey.
Garnett.
Ooh,
He didn't go to college, guys. He drafted straight out of the high school.
Maybe it's his high school jersey.
jeez,
Oh, maybe.
we're really drilling into high school. Are we gonna
Yeah.
go to back to elementary school?
If it
jersey
proves
or
Letty
some
wrong, then sure.
shit?
I see a picture of him at Michigan, or it says Michigan, and they're wearing yellow.
Oh, Admirals.
So,
Oh,
Get fucked,
oh
Letty.
my god! Well, time to yeah.
Farragut's High School, 1994-95.
damn,
Damn.
Signature series.
I'm sorry, Letty. Get fucked. Get fucked.
get dunked on,
All right.
literally.
Well, that's all I got.
I'm glad we got to the bottom of that.
All right. Well, Stu, any other final words, final thoughts?
Nope. Good. I think just to touch this to speak to one of the things that was really because I know I was mentioned how much of a like anxiety attack this whole movie is. Like as soon as he I think one of the examples is as soon as he gets Kevin Garnett's ring as a trade for the KG holds on to the opal,
He pawns it.
fucking pawns it
I
and
know,
goes and makes a
holy
bet.
shit. I'm like the balls on this guy. Jesus Christ! I was just like, oh, thanks, KG.
The absolute madman. Like, Jesus.
I know.
I know. How much can I get for
That
that?
is some gall.
But that makes you wonder,
some
how did he
gusto.
get the Knicks ring?
I'm sure probably very similar
Yeah.
situation.
You have to think like all that shit that he has to have like come up from like some sort of crazy ass gamble, right?
Yep.
I'm sure he probably sold some like. I just thought it was crazy that that all those watches that he owns that are in that safe are all fake.
Yeah,
Well,
but
I mean-
the boxes are the expensive part.
Yeah, I mean they're all Lakeith Stanfields, right? That's the really shitty part about it. It wasn't that they were fake and that he was playing them off, but they weren't even his. They were Lakeith Stanfields.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I thought it was funny that that he told him like he didn't care that he like yeah, it's whatever, the Rolexes are fake, but the boxes that they put them in are expensive.
Yeah.
I really wish that we had gotten a chance to see that alternate like storyline with the other guy, the other goons.
Oh, like the
they owed me
the ones that he just
the weak
the
guys,
beta ones.
Yeah, can you imagine if they like showed up with like a real entourage and then? But I think that might have turned it into a comedy, so maybe that was good that they didn't do that. But yeah, I would have loved to let them extend the movie a little bit after he gets shot and he dies, right? I wanted to know what happened, when she comes back, like what happened to her, right? Like when did she discovers that he's dead and what she does with the money and stuff like that. I think that'd be great to see something along those lines. All right, well, that pretty much will do it for our review of Uncut Gems. Let's talk about, we pretty much know what movie is going to be for next week. That would be 1917, the movie that Ben wanted to be the movie of the week this week.
It's never going to
It
happen.
hadn't come out for regular release, and also the one for 2019. So we will review that then. That'll do it for us here at the Dos and a Half Cinco's podcast. As always, I'm your host, David.
And I'm Stuart.
And I'm Ben.
So don't forget to tip your Reiki masters, and we'll see you guys next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.